Welcome back to the videos, and today we were supposed to start. I was thinking a topic it to be, let me say, moving average, but I realized it's about with support and resistance. It's very important to rebel as many examples as possible so that when you trade for yourself it a lot better, because this is the core basis, forex, like support and resistance, and maybe later supply and demand. But basically zone it's not a lot of traders baba interested to. Those are the zones that matter the most, whereby market lower, come back, test that zone and come back. So I found this chart on USDJPY. So we get to analyzer for this upcoming week, which is tomorrow, 28th February. We get its analysis for many currency pairs, but I can use this data which happened between 17 September 2019 and 14 February 2020. I can use all this historical price movement to do support and resistance. So as you can see, Monana, we have, let me hide my current price. So hi neighbor, we are in the markets, right? And let me do this. So we have this happening, Monana, the market unole all the way down here, right? And then obonyulo from a downtrend. As you can see, market unonto push a lower in a downtrend. So by the time of Monana, it started consolidating until it started going higher and created higher highs and higher lows, which will be another 10 factors in there. And we're going to talk about so we simply call a point inana, which is the first point, hamaketokala trend, a new high, because the market moved from here all the way up to this high level. So we just call it a high, and the lowest point for that period, it becomes a low. So this is the lowest point, the highest point. If the market decides to go up, this will be a higher high because it is higher than this previous high. So because if you can check now price, we have 108.470, right? Or 108.47. but how to this high monana where this candlestick thing is 108.88. so it is higher price than this one. So we have a high, a low, a higher high, and a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, right? Similarly, if the market is pushing lower, right, we have this high in an amon. All right, this was the previous high. The market pushed low and it made this low high fishamo. It made a lower high, a lower low, lower high, if we may say, and let's see, we had a lower low right here. So basically that is just what happens in a market, in a trend, right? You see it go, come here, down. So if this market is pushing lower, right, monana, this is a high, this is a low. This low, it is lower than this one, and this high is lower than this one. So if the market is pushing lower, it is going down overall, right? If the market is going down overall, then this top and bottom points, we just call them highs and lows. And if this one is lower than the previous one, it is a lower low, and this one lower low, this one lower high because it is lower than this one and lower than this one. So with that being said, you get okay, if the market is going higher, then the opposite is true. So monana, if we were in this market, right, and this is current price, and this rate can stick in the economy, this is the current price, right? We have this sort of market. So as a trader, you come into this market based on the previous videos. So you're going to say, okay, now this market has this low level here and here and here, right? So this is like support structure for me, and up here we have resistance, sort of resistance, because at this point in time the market is if it goes up, goes lower, up, lower. So it is in this channel, of which we will talk about it when we get to channel trading. That is when you're going to get to chart patterns for making profits and all, because we haven't reached there yet, but we're almost there. But for now, we just want to make sure support and resistance they sink in the most, so that what's about trader can support and resistance before you can trade about you can trade with anything else outside that. So if this market is general, we're at this price, what we do, we say, okay, this market has reached support level in this channel. So if you are a trader, the market will only in a downtrend, right? And then now it is switching on to try to push higher, but now it is in a channel. If you love to trade a channel, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one to decide, oh, now we're not at trading style of thing. If you see market untoba in a range, will you want to take trades within that range? And if you do love trades in the range, remember the previous video we've already covered on how to trade a market that is in a range, basically picking up buys at support and sells at resistance until you make profits and losses and all. But if you love a market that is in a trend, like if we come previously here, we have market is going lower, creating lower lows and lower highs, then what again at this lower highs, you see at this point right here, hoping that the market continues going down. Or if the market is going up, let me do this. So the market is going up and it's coming back down, up. By the time it reaches this point, then in the market with a buy trade and hoping that the trend continues, right? So in a range thing, all right, so if this is a range, then every time I see support on the third touch, I enter with a buy trade. So you would have won this trade. Similarly, okay, for this market too, we have 0.1, 0.2 and 0.3. At 0.3 I enter with a sell and not over in slight profits. And if the market will reach at this level again for the fourth time as support, you are still going to do what? You're still going to execute your buy trade and hoping that you win the position. And if we go forward in time, we're going to see, okay, now this trade was not going to work out. Remember, not all trades are supposed to be profitable. As a forex trader, you're not looking to win trade right? So if nobody support here and the third time, again, right, with a buy, you're going to win this one. Or if we're looking to trade resistance in a lower high tether for the first time, or maybe this touch counts as the first time, second time, and third time, or again you make a profit. Or you say first time, second time, and third time, or again you make a profit. You see, so notice a profit here, but you don't always win every trade, right? So in this example series, I'll always cover winning trades and losing trades. I won't just look at something and only focus on now winner in what way. I think it is important for me to cover loser in what ways too. So here basically this is support and resistance. So if I go forward in time against, right, we see the market now, it's like I had this channel, right, with this breakout and all, of which so that's some of the things we'll cover in trading as we go forward. Breakout strategies, we'll cover strategies and all, so don't worry about it. So now this market is going up, right, and high lower. We don't see anything as yet. No structure is being formed. We allow the market to continue going the way it does, right? It looked like the market no to do an uptrend sort of thing, but as you can see, it is not happening. But let me show you this now. How now that the market has moved further, you're going to construct this line, right? You see this point 1, point 2, and then you're going to say if the market comes back to this point in the future, I take my buy trade. So this would have been one of like a simple support and resistance trade, and you would have made a profit. And then you allow time to pass and see, will you see anything in the future? Will you see any level being tested again, major level? And if we get here, what do we see? We see this point as the highest point the market will have for a while on 20 February 2020, and market boya all the way down there, and sometime back to this level, right? So this is a level of interest, despite the market tester twice and then it will conquer the third time. Sometimes you can take a trade based on the second time the market tests somewhere, because of maybe market for a very long time and so it is a psychological zone, because everybody is looking at it saying market on 20th of February at this high level here at, let's say, it's not resistance because it doesn't have 2 points, but it's just a zone whereby the market well, we may call it a supply zone, of which we will get to some days later. So at this point we saw massive supply and the market went down and down, and at this area that's where demand came in and the market pushed further up. How what do we see? We see all these indices of candlesticks now kicking in. These are people interacting. These are banks, institutions, hedge funds, whoever is present at that time. These are people taking trading decisions at this point. They are saying this market is almost back to this level and we want to take our trading decisions. So when as a trader who basically loves support and resistance, you're going to say, okay, this level, I can say it is the first point of my resistance. So now that the market ufihla monanane, but how fihla kudimo handle, but also just the doji, dragonfly, or whatever you call these rejection candlesticks, you're going to take your sell trade. Maybe utlenga kamoro udietsa all these rejection candlesticks and onto the next candle. If eba green, then you're going to say, okay, it's not good to buy because I was looking for sells, because the market will reverse from here. But if the market creates a red candlestick in and a little bit of momentum, then I will take my sell trade. So let us see what happens next. Okay, if we push further, we see this one red candlestick where I want like this is the candlestick I'm talking about. It is a large red candlestick indicating, okay, the market participants by push the market down, right? And then by pushing it up, we almost look about up to this top level here to make it perfect resistance. But hey, the market is not always perfect. Sometimes right there at the top. So after this rejection candlesticks, we see this huge red one. So this is a daily time frame, meaning every candlestick it is made out of days. So let's see now market to this candlestick until you take your trade. You're going to wait for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. It's almost an entire month. In fact, it's a whole trading month because the markets are open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So not longer an entire month and 4 days for you to take your next trade on a daily time frame. on a daily time frame. But trading, you don't always have to wait for days or months to take your trades. You can take your trades every minute, every second, depending on how schedule on what time frame. So you're going to wait for 24 days until you finally take your next trade on a daily time frame. But if you were to switch on to the 5-minute time frame or 15 minutes, that's your total one candlestick be created way faster, right? Every 15 minutes a candlestick, every 15 minutes a candlestick. So but we are not talking about the 15 minutes on the 1 hour. So come right candlestick, you're going to do what? You're going to take your sell trade, because the market has gone up to this level and it gets to right? As you can see, it took 24 days to get back to this level. High get as a candlestick. Now you have confirmed, okay, the market doesn't want to go up, because I never break at this level. It could have created a green candlestick with momentum, but instead it created a red candlestick with momentum, and that is enough confirmation as a candlestick trader or as a pure price action trader. This is what you do. So I'm not always a sell trade and hoping that the market does what? It picks downward direction from here on again, and hope the market will go lower, maybe test low levels like in an, I don't know, but you are just going to hope that the market goes lower from there, and let's see what happens. So indeed the market goes down. Now when the next candlestick class, and you would have been in profits from here instantly all the way down here, but let us see up to level a thing, right? Okay, you're going to get into break even. Now the market is not going your way as such. Okay, entry price on it like monana, and at this moment not about in small profits. But these are so many days, like these are so many days. Maybe not we can monana, right? And at the end of the day, close right here, satisfied with the profits, because this is a huge moment. I mean, this is a huge price movement because it's a daily time frame. How can switch all the way to lower time frames and see na candlestick into candlestick? It's a guy. For example, now one daily time frame is okay. How many 1 hour time frame? It's 24, right? So candlestick on its own, it is equal to 24 candlesticks that 1 hour. So that is like a very, very big move on its lower time frame. So I think how getting monana and you exit here, you'd be very satisfied with your profits. You'd say, okay, you're getting monana, and 24 candlesticks later I made my profits. If Rekashaba candlestick on a 1 hour perspective, right? Yes. So not la cut profits how monana or lower, I don't know, or maybe not la hold until into market to fit at last monana. People have different trading styles, but anyway, let's just see if it will ever come all the way down here or not. And it doesn't. It ranges for Nagwe Telele. So this is a range, so you wouldn't want to be caught in a range. A range can be stressful because meaning you're in good profits, meaning in losses, etc, etc. So not that cutting profits out, I think, at some point. But basically the topic in a lay about and look at this. In this market we still have lots and lots of support and resistance. If we draw this line from here, see, we have first touch, the second touch, and right here we have our third touch. And look at the candlesticks, the banding. We have this one, and they look good for rejection candlesticks. And we're not talking immediately after this one is created or after the next one says, oh, it is going up. So not like again, and you make a profit all the way to this point in time here. One, so we have support level, and it even worked out the fourth time it acted as support, right? And similarly we have resistance up here, right? First time, second time, third time, and fourth time. Remember, you sell at resistance, buy at support. This is just the basics of it. Of course, we will get into more trading setups, more sort of combine a lot of factors, but as a trader it is still important to what's in there, all these factors and all, before you move on to how you make a strategy, what you look for every day before you trade, when do you take support and resistance trades, always alarm. But typically you take these trades as they reach those support and resistance areas, because other traders, for example, they don't like taking support and resistance when they are up and down in a very small range. They wait forward for the market to break above or below the level, right? So they'll keep on extending this lines. Okay, then there's the market from here, it trapped in this range. It's not a range because it is going down, so it's a downtrend. So if you miss out on this downtrend all the way from here, you are missing out on it. And then you say, okay, so get like when the trend changes or it goes further down, breaking below this. So other traders will wait for, okay, I want the market to go above this resistance, trending resistance, or below this trending support, and they wait and wait, and look here, the market starts going above, right? So remember, in the previous video we said we have two types of traders. The first trader will enter right after this green candlestick breaks above this channel thing. You see, it's a channel. So once it breaks above this channel, the first trader will take the trade right away. Okay, they will take a trade and they watch the market go. The second trader market will break at this level, will back to the level again, and then they'll confirm and say, okay, now is the time when I can buy after this was broken and retested. And then let's see what happens. The market does come back down, but it never makes it all the way back to here. So the first type of trader after a breakout, they were going to enter and make small profits, and then back to the entry price, and then here in profits again. The second type of trader, the one who waits for a level or a channel to be broken, and then again when the market comes all the way back to this line it drawn, right? And I want to miss out on this trade, and it's okay if you miss out on a trade, right? Missing out on a trade is better than making a loss, I guess. So the second trader, the first trader was going to be profitable, like very, very profitable, as you can see. It's going to be very, very profitable, and like all the way up here until, yes, the first trader was going to be the one to be profitable. So at the end of the day, it's up to you. Do you decide to be the trader airing after the market a break a resistance or support? Do you enter immediately, or do you wait for that level to be retested again, right? And it's all up to you. So we have so many examples of support and resistance, a channel, it breaks, blah blah blah. But let me not talk about channels. In fact, let me not talk about channels, because that's a whole strategy, I think, because some people focus on trading channels, etc. So before you get to this video, right now, this is the current price in the market. This is what we have today, not 2020. The market closed right here, okay? And what do we have? We can draw our resistance level up here. You see, this is resistance. This is the highest point in market of recently, and it was tested here again, right? So now, as a support and resistance trader, you get to see, okay, we have this right here, right? There's two counts as for it. Okay, now this market came down here, went all the way back up to resistance, came down here, all the way up, came down here. So as you can see, this market is respecting this area in all the way up and horizontally here. So what you may say to yourself, oh, Now I think this will be the first time in a video whereby I make a prediction, not a prediction, but we will react to what the market does. We don't predict what the market does, but we are saying, okay, we are saying if this market, right, comes all the way up here, okay, and high fisha monana, right, we wait. We don't just enter with a sell because it is at resistance. What do we wait for? We are going to wait for at least a candlestick a red with a little bit of momentum to show us where it is going down, or maybe we are going to wait for a candlestick like a hammer, a doji, a dragonfly, indecisive candlestick, whatever candlestick it does, and then come right candlestick yo, we wait for the next one or it close, and if iba a red candlestick, and we hope I have a very large one, because if iba large we are going to sell, right? We are going to sell and hope this market goes down, maybe to this level or all the way down to lower levels, right? We are going to do that. But if this market decides to, let's say it decides to come all the way up here, okay, Monday, and for the rest of the upcoming week, it decides to come here and high fisha monan, it doesn't create a candlestick that is red, indicating that it would like a class after a rejection candlestick, for example, and then it be all the way up here, okay, of which for me I think this is the most likely scenario, rather than the market would lay down. But we'll see what happens next week. Why am I saying this? It is because this market overall is in an uptrend, right? Like all the way from here down to here, it's an uptrend. So this market, for as far as I can see, it is creating higher highs and higher lows, maybe for some time ever trapped in a channel, but it breaks out of the channel and goes higher. So this is what it has been doing overall. So I think this market has the potential of going further higher, and we'll just see now how high. Okay, so if this market goes higher, right, as a trader, it will be up to you right now. Do you enter immediately after it goes above this resistance zone? If you enter immediately, then fine for you, but if you don't, you wait for it to go a little bit higher, and by the time it retests this level, that's when you say, okay, this level has broken above resistance and it has come back to resistance in order to make it support. So you will enter your trade, and you will enter right here, and after entering you will say, okay, now it might be time for the market to go higher, right? And this will be your trade. So we'll just see what happens in the market this upcoming week and all. But basically more and more and support and resistance, so that when you get to all these different strategies, the breakout strategy, the third touch strategy, triangle strategies, and all those stuff, adding Fibonacci levels, at least we know you can trade support and resistance. If a level ever touched once, twice, the third time you take your trade, right? Yes. So that is that. Let us meet on the next video and talk about other interesting topics and all. And thank you for staying with me on this video. On the next one.